Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I don't like hearing my voice. So let's see. I'm going to pull all this up now. Kind of gave the preliminary a while ago, but let's look at a spreadsheet when I get to it. Holy shit. Here. Okay. I'm going to start streaming. I forgot to stream. And if at any time you don't see my stream, let me know. I'll probably change. So if you're interested in doing war, let me turn this down. My voice is bothering me. If you're interested in doing war, every company has a roster and things they want on that. I particularly love this roster. I like the way it looks, and it's very detailed. But I can give you some other examples, and they're basically pretty much the same. This one's a little uh, older, and I think most companies have moved away, and we're talking competitive companies from the BBIG. But you'll see this is super basic, like I said, but you'll see that everybody has a particular roster and things they look for on their roster. Um, they're kind of all the same, but they do change too. So, like because I main healer and mage, I particularly like to look at. Um, you'll see similarities. So there'll be one AOE healer. There'll be a VGIG. Let's get rid of this one. This is much more detailed and better. Um, all your war healers should be group healers, and that's only healing your group. You're not an AOE healer. I have a video explaining the difference. Some of them will be beacon. But if you look here, this is what most companies, in particular, we've adopted this one, is looking for. There's different roles. Everybody's in a 5-man, and there's different roles. And these 5-mans play different points around the map. Um, so the 5-mans have an area of control and different jobs they do. For this one, you'll see like not everybody has a disruptor because disruptor groups and kill squads have specific roles. Point groups have specific roles, and they're looking for, in particular, types of armor weight, different types of heart runes, and different offhand weapons. So what you get is a 5-man, and they work together. They should be in this basically the same place on the battlefield, and they communicate with each other. This is super simple, but they communicate with each other what they're doing, and they're doing things to secure space, to secure and dominate an area. And we'll get to those areas in a minute. You can have the best PvPers on your whole army or even in your own 5-man, but if each 5-man is not working together, then you're not going to succeed at anything. You still have to have like a situational awareness. You have to know how to secure an area. This is your area, and you need to keep the enemy out of it. So within your 5-man, you'll have like the bruiser, a support, and fire staff is new, even though it was argued for even before I quit and came back. Um, and you're working in that 5-man, like I said, to secure an area or to lock down a kill. So you we already discussed this, but your bruiser will go in with a grav well, um, a shockwave. Your support VGIG is laying down an ice wall and oblivion and a scream, and your spear is putting on the bleeds, and of course your healer is obviously healing. Within the army, there is a main shot caller, and usually only one person per group is in with that shot caller in comms, and then everybody else uses a separate comms to communicate with their group. And then, like, say, the bruiser in group 3 is in main comms and his own group comms. He'll say, hey, they just said group 3 to C. He'd never go to C, but anyway. And that's what you all do. And it's really kind of that simple. But within it, you're communicating to each other. So as a healer, like, I have a different perspective on the field than, say, the bruiser that is going in and looking at clump. I'm looking around at all times to see if there's somebody flanking or coming in behind me. So we want to communicate to each other, and I can be like, hey, they're coming up and over ramparts. It looks like 5, and we know to adjust to that. Whereas the bruiser can be like, hey, we're going in right now. I have detonate ready. Your void gauntlet saying I have vines or whatever ready. And in particular, they want to know if I have sacred ground ready. You don't want to go in on a clump without your healer having sacred ground ready in particular. If I've wasted on my cooldowns or whatever because I was just attacked by the kill squad, then you don't want to go in if I've just thrown all those out. Delay it for 3 seconds. It'll be back up and we'll be successful. If your healer goes down, the 5-man goes down. If you're playing outside your healer's bounds, you're going to probably go down too. Okay, let's look at... I think I can make this one really quick. Okay. So this is just an example. This was my group I was healing. And as a healer, I'm standing away from point, but they're all in my range. And, I'm aware there's a healer over here, so I'm not scared. There's one guy over here, and it looks like this team is going in on him. Just
Hey, Brill, are you sharing something right now?
It's
says
paused,
stream pause
Brill.
for me.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
It is.
well, we'll fix it.
Yep, it's paused. As you minimize your application.
Oh, let me see. Let's see. All right. I open it back. I'm recording it too anyway. Okay, I got it fixed. So sorry. You see it?
Yep, see it. Yep.
Okay, so sorry. I had probably game capture or something on. So, again, healing my group. I'm aware of what's over here. I'm aware of what's over here. Couple quick pictures. Again, healing my group on stage. Everybody's with each other. We're working to secure kills. And I don't know why I got 3 pictures. Healing my group. We're doing objectives. Each 5-man has an objective. All right, so I think I got a really quick video or 2. Oh, no, you know what? We'll go straight on. So this is your basic map. You have your points, A, B, C. I'm not sure where Bon is on the rest of the shore, but we're going to put him here. You have Bon and opposite Bon. And what you'll hear is people will say, like, I'm at Bon. That's the bonfire. I'm opposite Bon. That's obviously opposite Bon. This is the enemy fort, or enemy camp. This is the camp. Lots of happy enemies. And your flags are set up as quads. So, and the quad is facing out, whether it's from the camp or the fort, left and then right. So this is left upper quad, right upper quad, obviously left lower, right lower. And depends on the company, because sometimes there's changes. They'll have like 1 and 2 is a point group. 3 and 4 will be like a quad or an ARF group. And 5, yeah, we can do that. 6, 7, 8, and 9 will be here. And what you're looking at, some even take it further and take it as 3 laners. Inner circle, a mid circle, and basically an outer circle, but that's really wide. But we'll just do 2. And 10's up here in Timbuktu. So basically, you have, even though you're close to your group, kind of think as healers as being a backline, and your range as being a backline. Of course, they'll be ranged in this group. As a healer, you move with the group, but you kind of not on point. And what you're thinking of doing as enemy streams out, you're looking at creating a shield wall. And we want to keep them from coming through our shield wall. So these groups, even though they're in their sections, you still advance up. You're not waiting per se on point for them to, just waiting for them to come in on you. You're throwing your abilities out here. We want to fight them out here. We want to protect the point. Now, yeah, we collapse on point and we're on quads, and you might hear like a target caller yell, crash left upper quad, or right lower. But we want to keep them from being able to come through here and hit in the back line, because you'll see people play wide and they'll try to come in here. And basically now you're squished. You're in between. So we want to kind of think of it as body blocking or a shield wall there. This team can flex out to come out here and help 3 and 5. This team can flex out to help their right side. 10 is kind of playing wherever, Timbuktu. And of course their healer moves with them. Their healer, your healer or your ranged may be more up here at times. And the same thing happens in fort. 1 and 2 might have B. These will be over here on A gate, and so forth. It kind of just carries through, and then you still have your quad here. Ramparts is up top here. This is considered stage. These are your back gates, E and D. And right here in front of point is hell. It's kind of dangerous to get into because you got a lot of people jumping down and going off. But shit. So same thing. You want to move forward and keep these gates. Obviously, one person repairs within the groups and keep these gates closed. But sometimes you'll see, and in particularly the olden days, like 10 will be up on ramparts eventually, 8 and 9, or a different group, depending on what they're assigned, will be back here to keep these gates closed off and to clear up ramparts. Now this is defending, but if you're attacking, same thing. 8 and 9 will be up here to take out healers, ranged, and respawns. 10 will be up here taking out horns, or vice versa. 8 and 9 may take out horns and then come back down here and try to take out respawns. And then it's the same thing though, attacking or defending. We're in the same area. These people are guarding this gate. These people are kind of guarding these gates and repairing them if needed. All right, just a second. So what you're doing is you're guarding space, and you're working within. Um, Pulling this back up for you. I think I am. There we go. And you're working within your 5-man to secure that space. Um, so point group, obviously on points. Quad groups, what you can read. It's basically what we're looking at. I just saw this. They call this weak side um, and a strong side, because the weak side, which on my diagram was the left side, has 3 teams and the strong side has 4. It's not because of any particular strength of the inner teams. And oh, good, they even have this. Obviously, I never read it all. This will be like a wide flex. Let me see. I'll show you a more visual example. Did I close the whole Raider plan? I think I did. All right. I'll just bring it back up. So wide, you're looking at. Oh shit. They may be going around, up and over ramparts as attack, or playing off here, but looking for healers and ranged and people out of position to attack. Basically, that's all that is. That's real basic, but nonetheless. And I think I'm going to be able to make this pretty short. And then you all can put in your little pearls. But, oh, I'm also going to show you this. Let me find the right plan again. There. So even so, you can consider that like the macro of war. Where are we at? What are we doing? What are we defending? If we get pushed in, those positions basically stay the same. You're just pushed back. You're still defending here. If they do break through, these teams come down here and try to take care of all that, try to get rid of them, and then they push back up. Pushing, you're not W keying in. So let's say, I'm not even looking what these people play, but let's say this is our 5-man and we're way out here. So it's even followed on the micro level. And this is our 1 enemy player. Or it could be a whole stack. Actually, it could even be a whole stack. You find our bruiser. You're not just W keying in like this and fighting. So like, we're going to pretend this is an IGVG. No, I'm going to pretend this one is. Ignore that. You may circle around them. So you're not just straight in to take them out. Same thing here. You're thinking of flanking. Can I flank? Can I position? Can I not just W key in? But also, if you go in and you throw all your abilities, know when to get back out. And that kind of comes with experience. Do we need to get out now from this clump that we just attacked, or this individual team that we just attacked? And when to go back in? You think of your ice gauntlet. He's laying down ice wall. He'll, the best I've seen, will loop around to the back of the team or the clump and lay down this so they can't just get back out. Lay down the ice shower. And of course, you're doing your combos as a team to secure the kill, to stop the push. Again, real basic, but it does go beyond that, but we'll build on that. So, let's see here. Hold on, I'm moving it over now. Nope, guess I'm not. They said no. So let me see. Okay, so this is a push into C. And this is just to be more visual, but very basic. And I showed this before. So the fight is on C, and the whole team, they've already taken two, the whole enemy team, is pushing into C. We're ahead of them, and we have position. But instead, and it's not we, it's different team. Yeah, whatever. Instead, everybody goes and stands on C. Better positioning for the team would, for different teams, would have been up here on ramparts to attack them here, and to move more up here. Can you see my mouse? Because I'm not drawing. I can put it in there.
Yeah, we can see your mouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You'll see ice showers here, but there's really no reds there. They should be up here. We're fighting here to keep them off. We're fighting up here to attack their flanks. So anyway, they push in. There's nothing stopping them. There's an ice shower here. I don't know why. And it is ours. There's ice showers here. There's no fight up here, though. And if you'll look, these people are running to the right of the video. They're running away from the enemy team. I don't know why. The fight's to the left, not to the right. So they're running away. Still running away. Here's the team, here's their team, and I think some even come up and over from ramparts. They don't just do a push through mid. So anyway, everybody's in a clump now, like they're going to stand and dominate C, but they're not dominating any of the quads. They're not dominating any of their radiuses around point, and they're actually all clumped into left upper quad. And so the enemy team comes in, and this is my favorite. They declump them by death. And now that's over. And they end up taking the point, and then they go to fort. Just real quick examples of, here we go. Hold on, give me 1 second, I'm pulling it up.
Who am I following?
Just following Grace.
The
Not
group.
me.
Gotta get to it. This is basically the same example. Okay, this was a recent war. We have one person coming in here and they're a healer. We're trying to take C. And I'll unmute that. We might as well listen to it. What just happened? Back. Musketing down people. Wait. Oh, I messed it up. Hold on. Is this the same war?
No, you're in a different.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I sure am. Hold on.
Mm.
There we go. That, okay. There. So, thank you. You all group up on one single healer. Oh my god. Now, I'm not being mean. We're joking. We're all just talking to each other. This is not our war, but we are in a 5-stack. At this point, we were just joking about the thing. But one healer, everybody on point. Why are we not just annihilating this healer right now? There should be a 5-man stack on this person, and boom, down they go. This guy's kind of in the right position, Ender. But
You'll kill one person in this fucking war.
everybody's talking about. But now, this person's team or others are coming in. They could have been stopped, like right here. We could have still had our heals on point. We could have taken out this person and still had heals on point. For real. Okay, now she's got it. So, 27. And then, again, at but this is
Everybody that was on that point, everybody backed up, and there's only 3 people calling
they
that
backed
point.
up
That's
from
crazy.
that exactly. They backed up.
You can't
And we
fight.
called
You should
that
push
in the
them
video.
forward.
Like in the
You should
video.
push them off the
Right.
point.
Right. In our video, we called that. We were like, is everybody scared of him? And that's why we were
think
laughing
so.
about it being one healer. It's like, one healer. Wait a minute.
But the other one you showed too, not this one, the other fight, not Brimstone. Same thing. Everybody was avoiding the fight. It's like, well, you ain't gonna win if everybody avoids the fight.
But you also, but conversely, very good. You also can't go in without your team. You can't go in and by yourself, or if your team's not ready to push in. And if it's a 5-stack versus a 10-stack, don't fight it. Go somewhere else because you're not going to win unless there's reinforcements. Then you just kind of play off point and then play for your life. Oh my God, go. Whatever. I'm gonna go here. Okay. Please. Good enough. So,
Okay.
and you can hear.
I'm gonna have a
here.
sacred on Grays. It's right upper quad.
Well,
Almost
that's where the fight
there.
is.
You guys got 3
Here they
incoming.
come. IPOs. And it's the goddamn same healer. Not even afraid because they know they're not going to get attacked.
Nobody attacks them.
Yeah,
4
healer,
incoming.
IPOs.
that healer should never be there.
The healer fight
Coming
on
in,
point.
the
They're that much
Rotating
blue.
hard on you guys. I see at least
Now,
10.
If you see, our group is kind of fighting up here. You know, we're
I'll
not.
be opposite Bond if you
But
want to.
these other people, and Nova and people here are in the right place. Healer's not on point unless the team's up front here. You want to be the last to hit point.
Play
But we're still doing good here.
not that
Slow
close.
them, slow
Don't
them,
need to
slow them,
play
slow
that
them,
close
slow
to
them.
You see, Gray's saying slow them. And
See,
and
they
so
reinforced
far
with
it's
5,
okay.
and I think they're gonna reinforce.
There was an ice right there. Whose ice was that? It was at the ass end of the bot. It was in the bottom
Enemy team.
left.
Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna say, I hope it's not ours. That's the wrong spot. I should have the other before they got there.
Looks like 10's coming in. Oh yeah,
But also listen to comms. I'm calling back here and saying, hey, looks like, reinforcements.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
And that's because the bruiser and the melee are going to be so hyper focused on this, they're not seeing this. And that's why you have group comms, because I can tell them they're up and coming over ramparts or there's more coming in. That way we can decide, do we call for reinforcements? Do we play for our life? Do we back out? Better to be alive and back out and reset the fight.
Hard without a healer.
Charlie step, Charlie steps, Charlie step.
Dead. Detonate. Fuck that. Detonate.
Oh man, we gotta play.
So anyway, they took point. And
Retreated.
last one. I'm not sure what this one is, but I marked it for some reason. Yeah. Let's see.
Something like
I
that.
mean, is it
There
a
would've
point? We're on point.
Look, same fucking healer.
Same guy.
But where are these? Well, Lord
By
Sir
himself.
Gareth, I think, was trying to get here. But
I mean,
you're
that person's by
73
themselves.
See?
I wanted to show
Again.
you that it wasn't. He was trying to loop in, but you're having a fight over here that adds no value to the field.
65, 50, 50. What is it? What is?
I don't know what
I'm just gonna try to clap. I can't remember the range. It used to be 100 for clap.
It's 100.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
They changed it.
I
To
know, I
25.
feel like a plague just.
I'm not sure what I'm showing here.
Negroes chasing grays.
Right.
I have no idea. I might have messed that up. Anyway, we don't need to see that anymore. You get the point.
Yeah, when those crashes come on that point, the good thing I think is ebb and flow. If they're coming, you should probably back up and let them crash, and then regroup and attack back. Because that red group in that one point there was just way too many. There's no way the stack of 5 was gonna stop that much red.
CK War. This is Infort, and we'll just let this play, and I'll mute it. But it shows how well our team worked together. While it's playing, you can just watch. We'll talk about a couple little bullet points, and then if you want to add something in or whatever. But like I said, this is just real super simple and basic. I did find some videos that were a little more advanced, but I felt like we needed to start with basic. I think, isn't New World coming out with like practice wars?
Mhm.
And that'll
That's
be
gonna be
good.
kind of like an arena war type thing. It sounds like it's gonna be mini wars. I guess they're calling them.
Well, that'll be good to kind of cement these basics in if you've never done this before. So just as a talk or whatever, if you can just watch how the team works together, basically. So the scoreboard in particular, a lot of newer people and even some not new play the scoreboard. If you're playing the scoreboard, I like to kind of think of you're not really playing the field. You're not playing where you have value, to gain space. That's what we're doing. We're holding space and we're gaining space. We're holding our quads and we're gaining around the quads. What are we doing here? They're coming in. We're holding space. We're not letting you in, and we're successful there. So also, what you kind of want to look for is just positioning, not just with your group, but where's a safe space for me to do what I'm doing. For me as a healer, it was up here. Sometimes I hide under here. Sometimes I hide there, up on ramparts. For bruisers, you may end up going in and then moving to the side a little. Where's a safe space right now? Right here, right there, right where I just ran. That would be a safe space to fight in if you need to. But kind of look at where can I get to that I can exert the most pressure against the team. What's open that I'm not taking too much damage. If your healer goes down, the 5-man goes down. You really need to play safe if your healer's down. Don't be making any drastic pushes. I've seen some people not sure what all they can eat. So your basic meal, desert sunrise, and your con focus intelligence food. I know that's really basic. You want to have cleansing here on your bar, and then your heal and your regen. I could probably get rid of the mana, and use like the gemstone dust, or I could
Or
put
oak
my
flesh.
haste or my host or oak flesh. Yep. You can open up your little pearl here. You can open up your inventory, have your haste pots in there, type in HAS at the top, and when you open your inventory, it's there, and you can haste across to B or C or wherever you need to. So basically knowing when to back out of the fight, when to go in, and that all comes with experience. And there's bruiser workshops. There's as your like your team caller, not your whole army caller, not your whole shot caller. You can be like, hey, we're backing back out. Let's back out and reset this fight. Don't always think I'm standing on point waiting to engage. You're thinking, where can I engage them to keep them off point? These are just real general. If there's like 20 of them on point and we're coming across with our 5-man, and the shot caller is yelling, I want you all right side of point or whatever, but it's only the 5-man and you see 20 coming in, that's not a good time to be on there. Wait for the rest of the army. It's thinking about who's around me, where they're at, and when should I engage and when should I pull back out. You don't just blindly, he said right upper quad and I'm going in. You're just going to get demolished. No hills can keep you up against a 20-man. And if you go down, the hiller's following you, and then they go down. Now we've basically lost the whole 5 stack, and we're not securing presence on point. So basically, you can watch. This is just a push and pull for point. Depending on your job and what you're doing, you're going to have different positioning, but you're always looking around. You can see as a healer, I have a particular good viewpoint of all the gates, CBA, and who's coming in. Even as ranged, I'd probably want to position here where I'm at as a healer. And same thing here. Like, I know there's a couple in our back, and really the teams that are supposed to be guarding that back there should be keeping an eye on who's coming through that door. But their main ball's pushing through B. So I think we're doing a pretty good job anyway on B. And the fights around there, I'll dip my toes in and out or whatever. But really, that's about it. Trying to dominate an area. Right now we're trying to dominate an entire point, but we really want to dominate the people coming in. I think there's coming in the back. No. People coming in mostly through B, but we should also have a small fight at C and A. So you're thinking about how my team's going to add value. Are we doing the right things? Am I wearing the right equipment? Am I using the right abilities? When I say like right abilities, if you're a mage, and this is debatable, it's probably a bad example, and you're using burnout when as a mage your whole thing is to AoE, then probably not using the right things. If you have 25, we're ready, and they understand, they're not going to be able to carry 25 more who don't care or don't understand exactly what they're doing on the field. So you can kind of think of it as your body blocking or shield walling whole groups, but you're also doing that in your 5-mans to secure kills or secure space. Anybody have anything else to add? I think I kept that nice and short. Nothing?
I'd like to thank you for the training. Actually, that was pretty cool.
So basically do everything opposite of what you just said,
Yeah,
and we'll be all right.
pretty much.
Okay.
Just to go over it again, you're in conversation with your team. Only one person needs to be listening to the main shot caller, and then they call to their team, hey, he wants this over there. Team 5-mans are made of specific, like bruiser, disruptor, VGIG, because you all have a role within that team, and that's to secure space, secure kills. And you're not going to be able to do it by throwing random abilities at random areas of the field. You want to do it where it's going to have a benefit for you, where you're going to be able to dominate an area. We're still dominating Group B. And don't think about egoing. I'm not going to chase a healer or somebody all the way over and out this gate. I want to hold the gate. I want to create a choke point. But if I ego out, and as you can see, they're wrapping around C and they saw it. Everybody switches over to C. Good job. But start to think of it that way. And
Just a war that we lost by about 1 minute.
yes.
That sucks so bad. We were worked so hard.
Yeah. I think, was this even our war?
No, we were just murked out,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was good.
So, and you'll see positioning here. You know, bruisers and stuff in front. Hills and ranged on the back, kind of to the side. And you have to think about that. Am I standing in front taking all the damage? Really, we should have maybe some mages
Fireballing them.
fireballing
Yeah.
them from the rampart. Yeah.
Mm.
Ice walling from the ramparts if they can.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Slow them down.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm
Well,
gonna
and
try to
clear-cut
find.
orders could help too. And sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember I was helping Burger Pit after we lost.
Mhm.
You know that war. I was there.
Mhm.
Afterwards, to help Burger Pit, they lost almost as quickly.
Mhm.
I was in Group 8, and they just said, Groups 6 to 10, do whatever you want, and just communicate with each other to coordinate whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
And we went down fast.
Yeah, I'm
So
telling you.
my point being is we should have direct, clear orders for all the groups to do what they need to do, and etc.
Right. I'm telling you how the most competitive companies play. There's more casual companies out there. They don't run the right builds. They don't even communicate within their groups, and it's just Zerg be Zerg. But Barama created a vacuum, and now that vacuum's being filled by people coming back from competitive companies. So if you learn to play the right way, you'll have better wars. And
Gotcha.
yeah, we're not just going to be able to. They only got 25, and we got 35. Ooh, and just throw random abilities. You're not going to be able to work the scoreboard. Back to the scoreboard. So, according to your team, you'll take more damage or give more damage. According to your team, you should be getting more kills than other. Even healers. An AoE healer should top the scoreboard at all times. Group healers depends on what quad they're fighting in, how much damage their team takes. Kill squad healer usually has the lowest heals the group, but they're usually one of the best healers because they're mobile and they're moving and they're in fights and fights and fights. If you're a VGIG, if you want to think about being on the scoreboard, you should probably have most assists, but you usually won't be anywhere near the top. Most assists when compared to other people because you're putting down those AoEs, you're assisting the kill. I've heard people say if I review a VOD and they look at the scoreboard, I'm not even considering them anymore. That's kind of silly. Everybody likes to see their name on the scoreboard, particularly if they think they got a lot of kills or did something great for the war. Also, just think about your movement, not spamming out, not throwing random abilities. I already said that a million times. You're adding value. What adds value? Where can I be that is safe for me to go in or even to disrupt? Obviously, a disruptor is going to disrupt. What area is safe for me to stand in, and when can I engage? And that goes with any PvP. That goes with threes, duels, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See, there was one more thing. I was kind of leading off of that. Oh, so VOD reviews. If we're in a war, and it's not a 3-minute war because there was no defense or whatever, you should be making a VOD of your own gameplay. It's best to let somebody else review it. It's also a good idea not to take things to heart when they say you should have done this or you should have done that, or think, man, I'm an awful player, or they think I'm a bad player. A good VOD reviewer is going to criticize everything, but your takeaway is that in the next war, when that situation comes up, I'm going to respond this way. And you'll start to use that in every war. My first VOD review, I thought, shit, I'm the shit. Oh my God, he tore my ass up and down. But I looked at his videos and I could tear his ass up and down too. And he's a good healer too, or he's a good healer. But I was like, oh, okay. He says, yeah, I do it too by accident or whatever, but it's just to put it in your mind that this is what you should be doing. Or you could have done that better. And some of the stuff that some people will say you should have been there, it's situational because you didn't see it. It's easy to look at a video and say, oh yeah, you should have done that. But also there's some good VODs out there that are good to look at for gameplay, like watching how the team sets up a kill or lays out their abilities or how they go in and out of a clump. And I'm going to try to find some of those and post them and find some of the VOD reviews. Some people that I've seen need not in our company, but VODs need a lot of work and some people not so much. But even I know when I make a mistake, like, why am I clapping right now? I don't need to clap. It's because I'm nervous. Well, don't be nervous. Don't clap if your people aren't 2 or 3 aren't low health. You can divine them. That's just something simple, but a lot of healers will nervous clap. But I'll start a pre-heal if I think you're going in on clump, like start at EE or whatever, and then cancel it by dodging because I don't need it. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste that cooldown. But anyway, you can think about canceling abilities because you see in that split second you didn't need them. Anybody have anything else to say other than, the best skier in the world isn't going to win the war. It's understanding where to be and how to play. The best PvP player in the world and the best 5-man stack in the world isn't going to win the war if the rest of the people aren't doing their part. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's
In the scoreboard,
what?
there's only 1 or 2 teams that it matters. Like when their numbers in kills, and that is the kill squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're not in this kill squad, your kills do not matter.
On the scoreboard.
It's a team effort when it comes to the war. It ain't just the top 5 players or something because you need the rest to win the war or you're losing.
And if you see healers, look at the scoreboard. The AoE healer should top. If you're not topping as an AoE healer, that's the only one that needs to top. As a healer, it doesn't matter whether you're top group healer or bottom group healer.
And that kill squad,
yeah, is the lowest heals.
should be targeting healers and other range. They're not worrying about a bruiser on point. I don't know what they're shooting at or what they're doing, but if they're killing the wrong people, they need helping out because we should be taking down healers to make them, I don't know what they're killing, but obviously there's some single person running around, I suppose, kill them, but they should be trying to kill their support people so that they are weak.
Right.
Without healers, they're going to fall.
Right. But
And if they're not targeting healers and their VGIGs, the Rendas and stuff like that, that should be their priority. They should be paying attention, just randomly shooting at some rando out there that doesn't, it's a bruiser. Why are they worrying about that? They should be worrying about the stuff that's supporting them.
right, like that random grav well. The guy ran through a grav well, and I was like, team, no team. Oh, okay. That's not going to do shit. That didn't even disrupt my heal.
Nope. You should save those grabbles for clumps.
But even sometimes not a kill as much as a disruption. If I have a kill squad chasing me or moving me out of position because I have to get away from them, then I'm not healing while I'm doing that. And they've just disrupted 2, 3, 5 seconds of heals that could have been on the team. And you're also not, like, if you're in the kill squad and this healer takes off for Timbuktu Don't chase them to Timbuktu. Stay in that area and just go after another target. Let them run back and then come back for them. We're not, because if you chase them to Timbuktu, yes, they removed themselves from healing their group, but now an entire 5-man is chasing them and have removed themselves from healing the group. And then just to say again on that, you work in your 5-man. I've said that a million times, but be aware. Open up that map if you're coming back to a fight, and look where they're at and head towards them. It's there's nothing wrong with looking at the map to get a little closer right in the middle of a war. Just beep beep. But as a single person in that group, you're not running over and taking on a clump. You're not running over and taking on a 5-man by yourself. You're not chasing Henry that you hate across the damn map to try to get a kill. Come back, get value on the point as your 5-man. Get value around the point. And value is we're holding space. We're maintaining like that shield wall of groups to keep you off a point. Or to gain point. That was, yeah. Or to gain the
Well, yeah, and then when they come, we should be off the point in front of it to keep them from getting to point and not on the point and fighting. It's too late. We should have stopped them before they got there. Right. And if they push us, then back up. But we should always be pushed off the point.
And think of also, you're not just going in straight. You might as a disruptor or a bruiser, but think about even in your 5-man, you're flanking that target. You're flanking that. If you flank them,
you want to circle them.
Yeah, none of their abilities are now coming towards me. I'm not taking any damage. Heavy heals are on the person who's supposed to take that damage and create like a spear into their clump. But you also got to take your spear back out at the appropriate time if you need to. But I'm, as VGIG, flanking to the side and laying down my CCs and interrupts. But now I'm to the side and I'm not taking any damage. As a healer, I'm moving to the side. I'm not going in face first with you all. I'm going to the side where I'm going to be able to stand and do my job. That's all I can think of. Anything else?
Any questions?
Yeah. Questions, concerns?
Comments?
Oh, figure out what you want to play. Not everybody can be a bruiser. Not everybody can be an AoE healer. Not everybody can be whatever. For our particular comp that we chose to use, this is what we need right now. And these may change as metas change. It may change as abilities are buffed or debuffed. You may find out one day they don't want you to run vines and everybody runs stone form. Or some other heart rune. But, you know, specific armor weights, specific abilities. Great sword is typically serenity only. You're going to choose like a spear here or some other alternative if you don't have that. And we really should have like people who are knowledgeable who can advise about what a bruiser build looks like, how a bruiser plays, what a support looks like, how they play. Because you can't know how everybody plays at the optimum within the team. Your dual league builds and your maybe even your OPR builds or your 3v3 builds are not always your war build. Your war build can kind of suck in those situations. It doesn't hurt to duel in your war build with somebody else on the war team also dueling in their war build just to kind of like line up your combos or just work something out as far as getting better. That's all I can think of. Thanks for coming. Let's play some games.